Real Madrid's wonder kid could be on his way out. Roma may lose their prized asset. PSG want the next Pirlo. A Spanish legend leaves the game. And we've got a roundup of all the day's transfer rumours. That and more coming up in the next few minutes as I'm your host, Matt Froelich. You are the Onefootballers, and this is the Daily News. First up, and to a Real Madrid wonder kid, or so they thought, who could be leaving the club after 4 underwhelming years. Martin Odegaard signed back in 2015 when he was just 16 years old for an incredible amount of money per week as a youngster. It was reported that he made around £80,000 per week, and it's obvious that the money may have got to his head. If not that, it was the absolute pressure of being named the next big thing at one of the world's biggest clubs. Since then, he's made one appearance, one start for Real Madrid, and that was in a Copa del Rey game. So what has he done? Well, he's gone on loan to various teams in Holland, and now finally it looks like he could have a new permanent home in the form of Bayer Leverkusen. Now the German team have just lost Julian Brandt to Dortmund this summer, so they've been looking for a replacement, and Odegaard seems to fit the bill. Despite obviously starting slow in the earlier years of his career, he did have a fantastic year last year. He finally has come into his own with 11 goals and 12 assists across all competitions for Vitesse Arnhem in the Eredivisie. It's this kind of form which has obviously seen Leverkusen try and take him on. He's a brilliant attacking midfielder, a fantastic left foot, and can definitely change the game just like that. So in the first few years of his career, he hasn't had the chance to shine on the European stage just like he would have hoped at Real Madrid. So a move to Leverkusen could benefit him as they finished 4th in the Bundesliga and now have a crack at the Champions League, and obviously in one of the best leagues in Europe. Should he prove himself there? Well, there may be a buyback clause inserted from Real Madrid, so he could end up at them anyway, or he could go on to show the rest of Europe what he can do and make a big money move in the future. As for now, he is 20 years old and definitely needs to be getting all the game time that he can get. So a move to Leverkusen to replace Julian Brandt looks like a good deal all round. Next up, and to Nicola Zaniolo, the prized asset of Roma, who may be forced to sell him. Now, the player's father and agent has said that they'll be talking to the new sporting director at Roma after Francesco Totti left this week. When they eventually end up speaking to whoever the new sporting director is, it'll probably be about a new contract to Roma, as his father has said that he doesn't want to leave and he really wants a new deal. But this is all in contradiction to what Totti said about Roma's finances. Apparently the club is in such disarray financially that if a big offer does come in for Zaniolo, like the reported €70 million offer from Tottenham, they may well have to sell him. In the last few seasons, Roma have always had to sell one big player. Think of Alisson, think of Salah, think of Nainggolan to try and balance the books. So this offer could be too tempting for them to turn down. Zaniolo said that he does want to stay at Roma and can see his whole career being there, but in the end, him and his father have both admitted that it may not be up to him and the club may have to sell him. As for Spurs, this will be a pretty good deal for one of the hottest prospects in Europe. So from one talented wonder kid to another, and this time it's Sandro Tonali from Brescia. He apparently is on the verge of signing for PSG because they are completely done with Leonardo Paredes after just 6 months. The midfielder signed from Zenit St. Petersburg for €40 million in January, and since then in 22 appearances has provided 2 assists and been largely underwhelming. So much so that he wants to move back to Russia as well. So now PSG are looking at Tonali, who has helped Brescia get promoted from Serie B last season and now will take their place in Serie A. The wonder kid has been rated as the next Pirlo, which is very high praise indeed, and has also been scouted by many of Europe's top clubs. It's not just his fantastic hairstyle, which reminds you of Pirlo, but also his brilliant style of play with his elegant touch on the ball, his fantastic ball control and his brilliant passing, making him the perfect number 6 for most sides. Of course, he hasn't played at the highest level just yet, having just been promoted to Serie A, but I've no doubt that if he goes on and proves himself to be a fantastic player, there'll be more teams interested. That's if he doesn't sign for PSG in the first place. It's been well noted that they're in lack in the central midfielding area, and sometimes last season pushing defenders Marquinhos or Dani Alves into the central midfield position. And with Adrien Rabiot on his way out and Verratti the only recognised top-class central midfielder, they're definitely going to need another one. So next up, away from the transfer news for just a minute, and to Fernando Torres, who has today announced that he will be retiring this season after an 18-year career. Say what you want about Fernando Torres, but he is actually one of the most successful strikers to ever play the game. He's got 2 European championships with Spain, a World Cup with Spain, the Champions League with Chelsea, a host of other trophies with Atletico Madrid as well, and he's just been an all-round top footballer for the last 18 years. Remember when he first signed for Liverpool? He was on fire, an unbelievable striker who was tearing defences apart. Okay, the move to Chelsea didn't work out so well, but Atletico Madrid fans, Spain fans, just generally football fans will remember him for a hatful of goals over the years. He's currently playing in the J-League alongside former Spanish national teammate Andres Iniesta, but Torres' team just isn't so good at the moment. So lastly but not least, we come to a roundup of the day's transfer rumours. Now for those of you in the comment section, remember, this is a rumour. This doesn't mean it's an absolute fact, and I'm not making it up on the spot, but hey, I might as well do because it's just a rumour. So let's get straight into it. First off, Liverpool are interested in Betis Junior Firpo to replace the outgoing Alberto Moreno. Everton have opened talks with Chelsea over the permanent signing of Kurt Zouma, who was on loan at Goodison Park last season. Lyon have had a bid of around 60 million rejected for Joachim Andersen by Sampdoria. The club apparently wants 31 million for him. And Spurs are looking to open talks with Sporting Lisbon over their midfielder Bruno Fernandes. So will Martin Odegaard go on and fulfill all his early career potential, and will any of the transfer rumours actually be coming true? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Smash the like button whilst you're down there and click here or here to check out all the other videos we've got going on OneFootball. But until next time, have a great weekend and I'll see you guys later.